Welcome back to the Masks and Nyarlathotep. Our brave investigators have got guards to deal with, and hopefully no police on their way. Let's find out. Let's hand you over to the Keeper of Secrets.
The cold London night presses down like a shroud, the faint mist curling through the streets, as if it has a life of its own. The Penhew Foundation looms against the dim light of the city, its darkened windows watching the investigators like empty, unblinking eyes. Inside, the air is thick with the scene of dust and rot, an almost suffocating stillness enveloping Jacob and Douglas as they stand in the forgotten room. The flickering beam of their torches plays across ancient crates and twisted shadows, settling on the site of an Egyptian sarcophagus, unnaturally fixed to the floor. Its presence is more than incongruous, it feels wrong, as though it does not merely rest in this room but infects it, an anchor for something malign. When they test its movement and realise it slides aside, the memory of Juju House, a place of ritual, madness and death, descends upon them like a dark cloud. They know what such secrets can bring. Alone they dare not face what might lie beneath. The plan is simple. Retrieve Stanton and Lex, regroup and confront the unknown together. But the Foundation seems unwilling to let them go quietly. As they slip into the chill of the backyard, fate betrays them. Douglas stumbles as they attempt to subdue the guard, and the man's whistle cuts through the night like the wail of some unspeakable thing. His shout seems to reverberate through the Foundation itself, as though the building has woken to their trespass. Douglas raises his gun, his voice trembling with authority as he forces the guard to surrender. The man's protest fades as he is bound and left behind, but his warning still echoes, a harbinger of what is to come. Jacob works quickly to unchain the heavy gates, his fingers fumbling slightly as the sound of stirring activity begins to emanate from the building. The gate creaks open and Stanton strides into the yard, his shadow long and distorted by the feeble moonlight. Inside, the Foundation walls seem to groan in protest, and a faint, almost imperceptible hum begins to buzz at the edges of perception. Jacob and Douglas position themselves at the back door, their weapons gripped tightly, their senses razor sharp. The soft scuff of footsteps on stone signals Lex's approach as he circles a block to join them. The air seems heavier now as if the Foundation itself is aware of their intrusion, and something unseen, something old and terrible shifts in the darkness. The investigators steel themselves, knowing full well that the veil between reality and nightmare grows thin within these walls. Beyond that door, in the yawning abyss of the Foundation's secrets, lies something they are prepared to face, and yet they must. The game begins. Okay, so
we have one guard
Jake,
subdued so far.
You have one guard tied up who's next to you and gagged, lying next to the door. Douglas is right next to the door, and you're just behind him.
Just as the door opens with a second guard coming through, I'm barging through the door to hopefully knock him prone, catch him unawares.
Okay, as the door starts to open from the other side, you hear a shout. Frankie, Burns is in trouble. Get on the phone to Mr. Gavigan at his club. I'm going out. The door begins. You hear you see the handle on the door move and begin to be pulled in the direction of the corridor away from you. What are you going to do?
Shoulder, barge it as hard as I can.
Okay, you're going to push the door as hard as you can. Jacob, what are you doing?
Following.
So your plan is to smash whoever's behind the door with the door, knock them over. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make a brawling roll then, please? And you have a bonus dice because of the door.
Okie dokie. Okay, that's a regular success. Let's do the other. Yeah, just regular success.
Okay, regular success. Okay. Okay. You push the door as hard as you can. And the door flies open, and you see a tall, burly-looking black man on the other side of the door. He steps back, and the door smashes him in the shoulder. But as you kind of stagger through, following the door, he deftly steps to one side and raises what looks like some sort of club or nightstick that he's carrying, and swings at you.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you... so I'm going to give you the opportunity to... You can either dodge or fight back.
I'm going to dodge it.
You're going to try and dodge out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay, make a dodge roll then, please.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay, so that's a normal success, is it?
Regular success,
Regular success, okay. The attack roll. Okay, so you see the club swing, and you duck under it, and it smashes into the door, and he kind of staggers back. What the hell is going on? You're basically standing right in front of him now. What are you going to do?
Point my gun at him and say, "Drop it, or I'll shoot."
Have you got your gun out as well, Jacob?
I have, and I'm going to go straight past him because I'm going to go and try and get the whoever he was talking to inside
Okay.
before he makes that call.
Can you make an intimidate roll, please, with 2 bonus dice?
Will not persuade him instead.
Even with 2 bonus dice, you want to persuade instead.
Yeah, I'm not very intimidating.
The guns are.
Oh, for pity's sake!
Yeah,
He
you're right.
doesn't. He doesn't think it's a real gun.
Okay. So what he tries to do, you kind of see momentarily, he kind of looks in your eye, and then he looks out at the gun, and then he just swipes with surprising speed at your gun with the club that he's carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I'm going to turn that music down because it's a bit loud. So, okay, are you going to try and what are you going to try and do? You can either
I'm
dodge,
going to try and dodge
attack
him
him
again.
back, or you can hit him
Dodge.
with a dodge. Okay,
Dodge.
right, I'll make the attack roll. 58. You roll your dodge.
Yeah. Okay, that is a hard success.
Okay, so he tries to swipe the gun out of your hand, but you move out of the way, and he kind of loses his balance and kind of slides up against. He has to put his arm out and brace himself against the wall. Meanwhile, that allows Jacob to run straight past him. Okay, Jacob. So you're running. If you're seeing the map now, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're here. Where are you going to go?
The hallway, the main hall. Was there a sort of a security station there?
Yeah, up here.
That's where I'm heading. I'm
Okay.
banking on the other security guard being within earshot and hopefully down there.
Okay. Right. Actually, can you make a listen roll?
That's probably a fail, I think. Yeah, that's a fail.
What hidden?
Not hidden.
Yeah. Sorry, it's what hidden as well. Yeah.
No. That's
No.
a fail.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to run up the corridor towards this desk here that's here. Then, yeah.
Yeah, I've got my gun drawn.
Okay. Stanton, what are you doing? Because you were halfway across the yard outside. Obviously, the doors. You can see the door open. You can see a struggle going on in the doorway between one of the guards and Douglas.
And has Jacob gone through yet?
You can't. Yeah, Jacob's
Or is
disappeared into the building.
Okay. And the guard is on the ground on his knees. with
No,
his
he's
hands
standing up. He's
tied?
standing up. He's standing up. Oh, the other guard outside. Yeah, he's tied.
Yeah, the guard outside.
The guard
He's on
outside
the
is.
floor.
Yeah, he's on the floor, tied up,
Okay.
He was handcuffed actually, but
handcuffed up.
I'll-
Yeah, handcuffed
Right,
up with a
I'll-
gag in.
Run up towards him and
Yeah.
stand over him and say, "Don't move."
He kind of looks up at you. The fight seems to. There doesn't seem to be any fight in him. He's handcuffed and he's got a gag in his mouth.
Okay. Yeah. And
Okay.
I will put my hand into my coat onto the grip of my pistol.
Okay.
I won't take it out just yet. And then look to the gate to see if Lex is on his way.
Okay. Cool. Right, Douglas. The guard is breathing heavily, leaning up against the wall in front of you. But you can see him. You can see him preparing to swing at you again with his nightstick. What are you going to do?
I'll back off, slightly backing into the. Can I get into the?
Stairwell.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
into the corridor, or just out of the courtyard, basically.
Yeah, you can get in. You can. He's standing right in the doorway, so you can probably get into the corridor. Yeah, you can get into the corridor, but you can't get in far enough to be able to close the door behind you. Because the door's open in the corridor. So
Okay, I'll try and get a little bit of distance between me and him, and say, there's more of us. You're going to lose. I don't want to hurt you, but I will if I have to.
okay. Are you just standing there, but pointing your gun at him?
Yeah, I say it's
Okay.
It's 5 against 3. You're going to lose.
Okay. Yeah, make a persuade roll, please. We've not had enough time to actually. I'll give you a bonus die as well, considering the circumstances.
Oh no, okay, that's a success. Just out of curiosity, yeah, just regular. It's a regular success.
Okay. You see him hesitate, and he kind of looks at your gun, and then he kind of drops his nightstick on the ground, just puts his hands up, and says, "Look, I don't want any more trouble."
In here, on the floor, hands behind your head, will be gun
Wait.
scene.
What are you after? There ain't nothing here. nothing of any value anyway.
And what you're fighting for? Get in.
He goes. Does what you tell him to do.
It's not worth dying for. Okay, I'll turn to Stanton and say, bring the other one in and cover your face.
Lex, you arrive at the gate now at the back of the yard. You could, just in time to see Stanton approaching the back door, or you can see him like basically he's picking up one of the guards that you can see is handcuffed and be dragging him inside.
I'll wrap my scarf over my nose, cover my face, and run in. I want to get
Okay.
I don't
inside,
have my scarf
inside
over
quickly.
my face.
Right.
Close-
Meanwhile,
last thing I say is to the guards, close your eyes, look to the floor.
what you're doing? Okay, he does that. Meanwhile, what you're doing? You've got to the desk. What you're doing, and Jacob?
Looking around frantically, trying to find the third guard.
You make another listen roll, please, for me.
No, fail.
Okay. No sign of the other guard out the front.
Are we all in the foyer now, or are we still in the corridor?
No, you guys are still in the corridor down here at the
Okay.
back, whereas Jacob's up here. Yeah, you can't see anybody by the front door or around the steps. You can't see anybody on the staircase that leads up to the exhibition room either.
I'll look back through the door to the gate. Is the gate open, or did Lex close it again afterwards after himself?
Lex is just coming in now, so I guess
Okay.
he hasn't actually entered yet.
Okay.
It's just ajar. 'Cause I guess that's what Jacob would have just left it ajar. He wouldn't have opened it right up.
No, I just ran straight through.
Mm.
Oh no, the gate,
The back
Oh, I
gate.
see.
the
No,
back
I
gate
left it. No, it's open.
with the chain.
Yeah.
I'll call out to Lex to close the gate after him, but I won't shout Lex, obviously.
I close the gate. Yeah.
I'm going to call back up the corridor to the security guard. Where's the third? Where's your mate?
He doesn't say anything.
Maybe there's a phone upstairs.
Was there a phone
I'll
in
look after. I'll look
Gavigans'
after these ones.
office?
Gavigans' office is.
There was a phone in Gavigans' office, and there was a phone in the waiting room. You remember that from last time, from when you came through
Which was the waiting room? Was that off
This one here.
reception?
here?
Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
head. Well, so both phones are. Yeah, I'm going to head there then next quickly.
Okay. Right. What are you? So you're heading to that room. What are you doing, Lex? Are you going into the yard?
Yeah, I'll close the gate behind me, go into the yard.
Okay.
I want to go straight across and find the others.
Okay. Right. So you guys are. So what are you doing with the guard who's in that? He bundled into the the one who surrendered there. What are you doing with him? He's obviously just kneeling down at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna take his belt off him and tie his hands with it. And are they wearing hats or?
Yeah. This guy's got a trilby hat on, and the other one has a flat cap.
Okay, can I pull them down over their faces to make it more difficult for them to see, and then get them on their feet and start walking them towards Gavgan's office?
Okay.
And I'll help Douglas do that.
Okay, you march. The one guy who you handcuffed originally isn't really putting up any resistance at all, but the other guy he makes it really difficult for you to move him. He's really not happy with the situation. He's quite a big bloke and muscled. He kind of goes all kind of leaden legged. Yeah, he's just generally being quite.
Yeah, just repeat to him. This is going to be over soon. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. We don't want to hurt you. We're not here for you. But if you get in our way and make things difficult for us, it'll be worse for you.
You know the peelers will be on their way anyway, don't you?
I do, which means we're moving faster. You don't want a hostage situation, do you?
No, he doesn't respond to that. Okay, Jacob, you get to the door of the waiting room. You can open it.
Yeah, I've got my gun. I'm going to open it. I'm
Okay,
trying to be as
you
quick as
see
I can.
inside. You see standing behind the desk is a you see another guard, ginger haired, wearing a flat cap and the same uniform that the other two have got on, which is like a brown suit with a waistcoat and a tweed jacket with the crest of the foundation on it. He's standing behind the desk and he's got a phone in his hand.
I say, put the phone down or I'll blow your head off.
Okay. You actually pointing your gun at him when you say that, I presume?
Yeah.
Don't know about him, but I'm intimidated.
Straight to the point.
Okay. Can you make an intimidate roll, please, with 2 bonus dice?
Fail. So is that a 0?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That is an ordinary success then. No, it's a hard success. So that's 07. No, that's
07.
09, isn't it?
09, yeah.
09.
Yeah.
No, so it's an ordinary success. Yeah.
Okay. He puts the phone onto the. He doesn't put it back on on its cradle, but he just puts it down on the desk, and then he steps back away from the desk, puts his hands up.
Don't play games. Put the call down.
He grabs the receiver and puts it down. You can just about hear a voice as he's picking it up, saying "Hello, hello, hello," on a female voice at the other end of the phone.
I'm going to take a step back, so I'm going to keep some distance between him and me and say, step out into the corridor. Keep the gun trained on him.
Okay, he moves forward slowly, eyeing you warily as he does so. Who are you? What do you want here? There's nothing here of value.
Head out toward the yard.
Okay, he comes out of the room. So are you guys still? You guys are still in the corridor, aren't you?
Well, I'm just trying to get everybody into where Jacob's leaving at that point, actually.
So Jacob, you can see the other two bringing the other 2 hostages up the corridor towards you.
Oh, I'm trying to find Douglas.
Lex is just coming through the door.
I'll turn around as he does that and say, shut the door and lock it behind you if there's a key. If not, we'll get it off one of the guards. Actually, it should.
Hang on, let's go out and lock the gate, the back gate at the yard. We want to make this.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah. So
Right.
you take over with this guy.
Yeah. I'll look at Stanton and say, can you bind him with his belt, hands behind his back?
So where are you actually putting them then? In the waiting room?
Not. Yeah, they're going into the waiting room.
Into here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for now.
And you've got your gun out.
Yeah, I've got my gun out and it's trained on them, and I was tying the remaining one up and pulling his hat over his eyes as well, so that they're all.
Okay, so the first one has handcuffs on. The second one, how are you tying them up? What are you using?
Belt. They're belts.
As I head out, I'm going to sort of call back over my shoulder, find their keys, and I'll head out into the yard.
Yeah.
I'll start to frisk them for keys.
Okay, the one with the handcuffs behind his back has got a big ring of keys on his belt.
Okay, grab it, chuck it over.
Yeah. So Jacob's got the keys now.
Yeah. So you're
tying
the one up with his belt, and what about the other one?
With his belt as well.
Okay.
Assuming they've both got belts.
Yeah, they have, and they've got braces as well, actually.
Excellent. Well, in which case we'll do it belt and braces to make sure.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
And then wait for Jacob to come back.
He's only nipped out to lock the gate, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to rechain it, so hopefully if the cops arrive, it looks like it's still secure.
Okay, hold on a second. Right, as you walk outside and you're looking around, there doesn't seem to be anybody about, either on the street behind the yard or to the side of it. So you nip across to the gate, you chain it back up, and then you quickly head back.
And then
Okay.
once we're all inside the building, I'll lock the back door to the yard.
Righty-ho.
And when they're all back in, when Jacob's back in, I'll say to them, we're going to have to wait this out. If the police do turn up, there's not a lot we can do. I say we take these 3 down the cellar with us, and then we wait it out, because the cellar's hidden anyway. People won't know that it exists. We'll go through the door and wait it out down there.
Well, there's a hidden cellar. Okay, explain to me when we're in the hidden cellar.
I will explain to you when we're in the hidden cellar. Right.
I shall help one of the guards to their feet, because we're moving now.
We are moving. I will we'll use the keys to open Gavigans' door. Yeah. And then we will go through the secret door and close that behind us after we're all through. And then we will push the sarcophagus out of the way and make our way down to whatever lies beneath.
Okay, so you
lock the doors behind us, the internal
doors.
doors.
Lock everything. Yeah, as if the guards have mysteriously vanished.
You go back. Okay, so you go back into Gavigan's office. You open the middle cupboard, and then the false back, and then
Yeah.
you find yourself back in the storeroom.
Because the way the stuff is stacked up in the storeroom, if you came through the door to the storeroom, you wouldn't be able to see where the sarcophagus is. Is that true?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah. Okay, you go across. So you find yourself in the storage room, which contains all the old boxes, crates, old furniture, rolled up rugs, and so forth. It's very dusty, other than the trail that you can see from, that I explained earlier. Obviously, you've got your own footprints added to it as well, but the trail leads from the secret door to the sarcophagus, which, as you say, wouldn't necessarily be visible from the door. So the sarcophagus, it's obviously large, heavy, and lying on the ground with the grooves that I mentioned earlier, which suggests that it can be pushed aside. However, when you try to move it doesn't move.
Okay.
Maybe there's a mechanism.
So hold on a second. So other than it's got two, like I mentioned earlier, the eyes are of some sort of red gemstone, which you have a feeling are probably like costume jewelry rather than being actual or garnet. But there are quite a lot of on the chest of the sarcophagus. It's a woman actually with a no, sorry, I do apologize. It's a man with a long plaited beard. That's what's depicted on the front of the sarcophagus. And on his chest, he has lots of hieroglyphs that are set on little square tiles, and the tiles are ever so slightly raised, almost like they could be pushed.
Oh, so there's a combination lock.
How many are there?
All the letters of the alphabet. So enough. Well, obviously they're all Egyptian hieroglyphs, but there is one for each letter of the alphabet. Which Stanton, you obviously can tell that straight away that the alphabet is depicted with these hieroglyphs.
Do any of them look better, more worn than others? Any dusty and others not dusty?
Was there anything in the office to
Can you all make a spot
give
hidden roll,
as a
please?
password?
Do you know who this is, Stanton?
Nope. But with a bit more study, maybe I could.
Oh,
A spot, was it?
Not for me.
praise the Lord. The one thing I'm terrible at, I've got a hard success in.
Excellent.
I got a critical success.
Oh, I hate you. But I'm glad we've done well between us.
You got critical success.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still waiting for my result to come in. Normal success.
Okay. Nobody other than Blake can really see anything, but Blake's superbly keen eyes. You kind of spend quite a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, a minute or so, really studying the top of the sarcophagus, and you feel like the following hieroglyphs. There are 7 hieroglyphs that look like they are dust-free and are slightly worn. Like,
if we read out the letters.
so you can obviously point out the hieroglyphs to.
Yeah, I've no idea what they are, but I'll point them out to you, and then you can tell me what the letters are.
Okay. E.
Sheep, cow.
E. L. Another L. R. A. C. Y.
C-Y.
Yeah.
I've only got 6 letters. ELLACY.
ELLRACY. So what are you doing with the other guys? Are they just kind of standing around watching you, or you?
Yeah, I'm going to make them sit on the floor. Just make them sit on the floor.
So they've got their arms tied behind their back.
Yeah.
But only one of them is gagged. Is that right?
At the moment, yeah.
And you say that you pull the hats down over their faces, or
yeah. So to try and obscure their eyes, so they can't see. So they can see as little as possible. They can't see us, basically.
The hands are tied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we gag the other 2?
We should probably gag the other 2.
Yeah. Let's get some socks in their mouths.
Well, take off one of their shoes each and put a sock in their mouth. And it's very difficult to run when you've got one shoe off.
We're stealing their shoes.
Yep.
Only
It's a
one of
theme. It's a thing.
Okay. Right. Bear with me whilst you do that. I need to look something. Who was it who tied them up?
I tied one of them, and I handcuffed another one, and Stanton did the other one.
Okay.
I was actually going to suggest, and this isn't just because you asked, but I was going to suggest that we had them facing away from us so we can see their hands.
Yeah. Or even lying face down on the floor.
Yeah, either or, I don't mind. I'm too busy looking at the.
Mm.
Lex, you're in charge of the captives. You're putting socks in their mouths at the moment.
Yep.
Just remind me, everybody, in terms of what have you got over your faces? Because you all said you had things over your faces.
Scarf.
A scarf.
Scarf.
Yeah, scarf
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
Scarf and hat.
This is why it's good to do crime in the
Yeah.
winter. Summer crime isn't as easy to.
It's not. But you're wearing sunglasses, and well, if
that's
you're just
true.
wearing regular glasses, no one will recognise you, as demonstrated by Clark Kent.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Okay, so you've got them lying down now, have you?
Mm-hmm.
The guards you're talking about.
Yeah, Lex, have you got them? How have you
Yeah.
got them positioned? You got them lying down,
Yes.
and you gagged all. Yeah.
Yes. And they've got one shoe each.
They had nightsticks as well. Not sure if you want one of those.
Oh, really?
Okay, so Lex is standing over them, amidst the jumble of furnishings and dusty accoutrements in this room, whilst you two, well, the rest of you are kind of poring over this sarcophagus.
And Stanton,
Okay,
you don't know who this depicts, do you? This bearded man.
Not at the moment. Maybe
No.
further study might work it out.
Okay.
Are there
While
any?
he's doing
Are there any?
while he's doing that, I'm going to press the buttons so
Hold on
that
a
it
second.
spells that Scum.
Just before you do that, I just want to give Stanton some information.
Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brains for anything I've read. Either.
No, it's just
Life as God or His Dark Seat. See if there was a name there.
There are lots of names in there. I'm not going to give you the answer. Sorry. Let's have a look at what's your.
No.
Library use. I'll go for that.
Okay. No, you, Stanton. Your knowledge of Egyptology is enough to know that this isn't actually a sarcophagus that depicts anybody. It's more of a faux sarcophagus. It's not actually.
Oh, it's not a.
No, it's
Is
like
it
it's an ornamental sarcophagus rather
Okay.
than being
But
an actual one.
It is Egyptian rather than something taken new.
Yeah, it's Egyptian, but it's not
Yeah.
one that depicts any particular individual. It's just like a standard, one that you could probably buy from a furniture shop in Cairo or something like that.
It's not a genuine one. Maybe it contains a step mummy.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's not an ancient one. It's just a.
No,
Yeah.
it's just a generic reproduction.
Okay.
I hope it's not an ancient one.
Old ones are bad enough.
Yeah, exactly. I am going to key in Stella with a Y and see if anything happens and try and push it.
In what? Sorry.
Well, Stella. If that's an anagram, I can make Stella, but there's an extra letter which is Y. So I'll put in Stella and then put Y at the end. And if that doesn't work, I'll try Y and then Stella afterwards.
Okay.
So I can't help but think, Stella, why? Because I want to go down there.
Exactly. Stella, why? Yes, of course.
Funnily enough, that isn't the right. Doesn't seem to do anything when you do that.
Okay.
You can push them. They all kind of have a little bit of give in them, as if they are buttons, but there's no result.
Can I use locksmith on this in terms of, because presumably each time you push something in the right order, there might be some feedback that to be able to see. It's like
Okay. It's not. I'm not going to say no, but I'll give you a chance. But you'd have to be absolutely flying it to be able to. So you need to get a critical success basically for it to help.
Can I try clearly?
Yeah, you can try that.
No.
And no, nothing happens. And whilst you're doing that, you can make a locksmith roll, Jacob, as you listen to the.
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, good. It's a hard success,
No,
not an extreme.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a name. It's a name we use. C.
Yep.
A. R.
Yeah.
Carlisle.
L. Y. L. E.
Carlisle.
Got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay. The
I'll put my
As soon as-
pencil and paper away.
as soon as you put the E in from Carlisle, both of the eyes light up red. A light shines in them. They stare at you. The gloom of the room.
Nice
Give it a
work,
push.
Stanton.
Good work, Bob.
What are you going to do?
I know but now they've seen his face and they know his name. He's
Well, I
going to
haven't seen
prison.
my face.
Yeah, they did.
Because I had my scarf on all the time.
Moving on.
When I
Let's
was
just get down there.
Has it moved, the sarcophagus, or does it? We're going to need to
Hasn't
move
moved
it.
yet. No.
I'll try and push it.
Okay, it's still not moving. It's still fast currently.
Press the eyes.
You press the eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, you press the first eye, and you hear a small kind of mechanism moving underneath the sarcophagus.
Does it move?
You're
If we try it now? Yeah.
It feels like it's got more give, but it's still not moving.
Okay, press the other eye then.
Okay. Second eye releases the mechanism completely. When you try and push it this time, it slides across in the grooves that I mentioned earlier.
Right. We want to make sure we need to know that it can be opened from the inside before we go down and close it. So someone needs to go down, we close it, and they need to be able to open it from the inside. If not, we'll reopen it and then let them out.
I'll do it.
Okay.
You got a torch.
Always.
Okay, you see a set of steep stone steps leading down.
Yeah, I'll go down a few steps and wait for them to close it, and then
Okay.
I'll turn back and see if I can work out how to open it.
So you're going down the steps and having a look for any kind of mechanism, yeah?
Yeah.
Make a spot hidden roll, please.
No.
No, you don't see anything that you think could close it. There's no kind of obvious mechanism.
There must be There must be something. I'm going to go down and have a look.
Okay.
And spot hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. There isn't anything.
Both Jacob and Lex seem pretty certain there isn't anything.
Well, what are we going to do? Because we can't go down there.
How
And
how wide is the entranceway that we've exposed?
How wide is the staircase going down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think
it's only about 3 foot wide. Quite narrow.
Is there some other way we could conceal it?
what without closing it? Well, it doesn't really matter because unless they discover the secret door, they're not going to see this anyway. So theoretically, we could leave it open. I still
No,
find it difficult.
Like there's a door. Isn't there a door into this room from the corridor?
But everything is stacked up in such a way that if you come into the storeroom in a normal route, you wouldn't see this because all the stuff's stacked up in front of it.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So it would be safe to that extent, but I would still rather close it if we possibly could because of noise and potential escape, etc. Of these gentlemen here.
Do we have a look?
There has to be a
Stop
way.
them.
There has to be a way to open it from the inside. I can't believe
Yeah.
that nobody would. Maybe the mechanism's further down.
Well, you go have a look. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, you've
Fine.
not really. I mean, you've only been looking around at the top of the stairs at the moment. You've not actually
Yeah,
gone
let's
down.
just go. Let's just go down. Let's get everybody down there now,
Yeah.
and then we'll search. But we won't close it behind us just yet.
Okay. You're gonna kind of get all the other three down there as well, then, are you?
Getting the guards down there.
Yeah. Right. Who's going down first?
I will.
You're going down first. Okay.
Yeah.
What about? So you're going down first, then, and then who's taking?
I'll
I'll
go down
I'll-
last.
I'll go second. So we were both down there already, weren't we?
What about the guards?
I'm sending the guards down.
And
I'll
then
send the guards
guards.
down. Yeah,
Who's that?
I'm going last. So
Yeah, so I'll go after the guards and before Douglas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lex, you're going down first. Then who next?
Jacob.
Yeah.
Then guards, then Stanton, then
Then all
Douglas.
three guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to make sure the guards are kept at a reasonable distance from me.
We had an opportunity to use the equivalent of sheep in the dungeon.
I was thinking we're going to have henchmen after we've introduced them.
Not a very good way to start your relationship, is it?
Just go down there and set off the traps, would you fellas?
Well, they said there was nothing of any interest here. We've just introduced a secret cellar to them, so maybe they might be slightly more welcoming to our.
Okay. You head down. So Lex, you see a spacious room beneath. Give me a second. It's dark, so I presume you're taking your light down there. You've kind of shining your torch around. Okay. It looks. The room is fairly large and well maintained. There's quite a lot of furniture down here: desks, chairs, various tables, stacks of crates and boxes, an ornate chest, a bookcase, an array of artwork hung about the walls. There's even an expensive-looking rug spread across the floor. That next to the desk is a comfortable kind of study-looking area with seating, which appears to be for like small meetings. So it's quite a big room with quite a lot of furniture, and it looks to be a cross between a study, a library, and a meeting room.
To start with, I'm most interested in scanning for exits.
Okay, well, you notice straight away, shining your torch around, that there doesn't appear to be any other exits. Well, there are no obvious exits anyway. You also notice that on the wall at the bottom of the stairs, there is a button. Next to the button is a light switch.
Okay, I'll wait till everyone else is down and then indicate that the light switch is available and what our feelings are regarding that.
Yeah, we should probably turn that on. Are we assuming that that button next to it opens the sarcophagus?
Okay, so yeah, Lex, you go down. Jacob, you're following down. Right, Stanton, you're following the three guards down. When suddenly the big black guard that's going down the staircase in front of you, suddenly you hear and there's a ripping sound as he smashes. Well, he basically pulls his bonds apart, and he turns around and tries to punch you.
Gotcha.
Okay. What are you going to do? You're going to fight back, or are you going to try and dodge? Actually, can I have a spot hidden roll first to see whether you noticed that he was doing that, or whether it took you by surprise?
Okay. Taking
You
his
rolled
time today.
God, dramatic tension's unbearable.
Have you not rolled it?
Yeah, I have. Press the button. It's just taking a long time to register.
Doobie-doo-be-doo-be-doo.
Yeah, well,
Harry, our pigeon is sending the information to Roll20 as we were speaking.
Here we go.
Oh,
Tell
hey.
again.
okay. What's that?
A normal success.
Okay, so you do before you see him straining at the bonds just before he breaks them and turns to swing at you. So you're not caught by surprise. So what are you going to try and do? Fight back or dodge?
Dodge.
Okay, right. Okay, make a dodge roll then, please. Oh yeah, sorry.
Maybe somebody else should roll for him.
Oh dear. That's right. At least gives me a chance to look up the stats for him before whilst you're the dodge.
If it takes that long, you can't possibly succeed with a dodge.
No, exactly.
No, you can. It's bullet time.
Bullet time, yeah, you beat me to it. I was going to say, Matrix, bullet time.
Oh dear. What'd you get?
That is a 64, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Fail.
so that's a fail. Okay, so you see the punch coming, but it's too late, and you feel the guard lands a heavy blow squarely in your face as you're just going down the steps. You take 6 damage from that.
Oh,
So that's
He's a big lad.
okay. So is that more than half of your hit points? Your full
Yes,
hit
it is.
points. You need to make a Constitution roll, please. The rest of you hear a crunching sound as a huge fist meets with Stanton's face and his glasses smash at the same time.
Is this happening on the stairs still?
Yeah, behind you.
And presumably that guard was at the back of the three, was he?
Yeah,
Furthest up the stairs.
he was indeed. Okay, so yeah, we'll wait to see what happens with Stanton's Constitution roll. That's quite important.
Don't edit this down, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't edit this down. I think the suspense is excellent.
Yeah.
What'd you get? 79. That's a fail, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're knocked unconscious. You crumple to the ground. You crumple and then roll down the staircase. Stanton. Jacob, you suddenly see Stanton fall. His glasses are smashed. There's blood all smeared across his face, and he's completely out. And he's rolling down the stairs. Douglas, you've now got this big guard. He's running up the steps towards you now.
I shoot him.
An
I warned
unexpected
him.
turn of
We're not
events.
playing.
Okay, shoot him you do. You're at point blank range.
Aiming for his leg.
Okay. So I won't give you the bonus die then if you're aiming for his leg. Just a normal shot.
Okay.
It's harder to aim than it's just not to
Yeah,
shoot.
no, that's fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, screamer.
Ouch. That's an impale as well, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
He's just knocked out the person with the best medical skill.
Okay. So can you make a damage roll then, please?
Oh dear. I think I might have actually blown his leg off. I've hit his femoral artery.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that is 10 plus 20 damage.
Okay, so I'm thinking that aiming for his leg must have reduced the severity of the wound some degree. So I think that you can choose not to do an impale if you want. You can just do a normal hit.
It was such a good shot. I think I should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, so you can choose not to do it, not to impale. I think that's a fair rule.
Yeah, because it was a very, very good shot that I was
Yes,
aiming
so-
in order not to do that
Yeah.
much damage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just roll normal damage then.
Yeah, so that was 8. So 10 damage.
Okay, which is still not an insignificant amount of damage. Okay. Okay. The bullet crashes into the top of his leg, and kind of the blood begins to spurt everywhere. He immediately he looks down at his leg and then just collapses on the stairs, sort of face down. He's unconscious as well.
Right.
Blood pouring from his leg.
I say to the right, everybody, get everybody down into the cellar now,
Yeah,
and I'll go on.
Yeah, the other two are obviously look petrified. They kind of run down the stairs. And both of them are kind of press themselves up against the wall. With the hands up, well, they can't put their hands up, but like, just
I'll tell him to kneel down facing the wall.
Right, I'm going to pull the sarcophagus closed behind us and head down the.
You're gonna pull it closed.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't pull it closed. It won't budge.
Okay. I'll press that button.
Okay, you press the button and you hear the mechanism whirring, and the sarcophagus slowly slides back across the entrance.
Okay, I'll go down, look at Lex, not saying his name, keep an eye on those two, and then have a look at.
Stanton's still unconscious at the moment.
Yeah, no, I was just going to go and try and do first aid on Stanton.
Okay. Make a first aid roll, please.
20.
Okay,
that is a hard success.
very nice. Okay.
Does the guard look like he might bleed out?
No, he doesn't look like he's in imminent danger of dying because of where he was shot. So no, I think a lot of the bleeding was just superficial and the shock. But it's a nasty wound, but you don't think he'll die from it in the short term. Okay, so
After we've been down here for 3 weeks.
yeah, Stanton, you gain a hit point, and then you return to consciousness. Obviously, you have a major wound. You can see that his nose has been broken, and Stanton, you have a problem in as much as when you regain consciousness, you can't see out of your left eye. There's like a searing pain in your left eye, where you think that some of the glass from your glasses has gone into your eye.
Right, you sit down there.
Did you say that was a hard success that you got?
Yes.
Okay. So during your administrations, you actually did find a shard of glass that in his eye, and you skillfully have managed to remove it. So he's still in pain, but you're quite happy that the offending shard has been removed.
Wow.
All right. Well, you sit yourself down.
Thanks,
Stay
mate.
still, and I'll go and have a look at the guard and see if I can do anything for him.
Okay. He's kind of like sprawled on the staircase, face down, on the steps. What you gonna do? Move him or leave
Bring
him?
him. Yeah, I'm going to move him downstairs. I'll see if I can get Lex to help bring him down, lie him somewhere. Ideally, so he doesn't bleed on the carpet.
I can go grab him. And I can just pick him up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah. Lex just picks him up like some sort of. Even though he's a big man, Lex is a lot bigger man.
He's a big man, but he's out of shape. Lex does this for a living.
Yeah, Lex carries him down, like a carpet over his shoulder. Places him down on the floor in the room that you found. You gonna have a look at his wound? Did you say?
Yeah.
Have you turned the lights on, by the way? I presume you had.
Yeah, I think we probably have. We have now.
Yeah.
I think
As soon as I close the if I'm administering to
I was going to say administering like trying to get a piece of glass out of his eye. I don't think you'd be doing that with a torch, really.
I probably turned it on at the same point as I pressed the button because they're next to each other.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can you make a first aid roll for the administer to the guard, then, please?
No, I was just admiring my work. I wasn't actually going to heal him.
You're not going to try and heal him then.
No. Okay, definitely not.
No.
Okay, we'll make him worse.
Oh yeah, 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies.
You've taken quite a big chunk out of his thigh, or just above his knee, but and you can actually see bone and kind of ligament,
Ooh.
but you don't think that he's in any danger of dying.
No, okay. Well, I'll put a some kind of ligature on it so it's not really heavily bleeding. And
Shall I,
Okay, yeah.
I'll have a go with first aid because I am
yeah,
worried.
I don't think I
he's
can
gonna
do
bleed
anything
out,
about that. Yeah.
Okay.
but I
Oh,
can't do anything.
you killed
Yeah.
him.
You stamp on his leg to see if that makes any difference.
No, no,
No.
can't do anything.
Yeah, in the current scenario that you're in, with the lack of equipment that you've got, and it's other than kind of just tying something around his leg to stop it bleeding. There's not really much more you can do. Well, the one thing it has done though is made the other two seem very quiet and wary is an understatement.
Yeah. I warned him. That was totally
So-
unnecessary.
Are there no other entrances to this room?
No.
Did you say?
No, there are no other entrances at all.
What about
No.
under the carpet? Is the carpet cover the whole room, or is it?
No,
or
it's a
is
rug.
it
Excuse me, it's
rug?
like an Egyptian style rug. You pull the rug back, do you?
Yeah.
No, there doesn't seem to be anything under. The floor is tiled.
Right.
Start
Is there anything
searching the
down here
room.
is there anything down here we can use to retie the guy shot?
Retie him.
Oh yeah, I want to tie his hands behind his back again.
Okay.
And I want to tie his legs together, and I want to do the same to the two guards that we've got. I want to take my handcuffs off the one and just tie him and tie their legs as well. I want them face down.
Okay, you're going to start searching around to see what you can see in the room, then, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Is that what everybody's doing? Just searching around the room, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Stanton, if somebody needs to keep an eye on the guards, I'm not.
I'll stick with the guards.
Okay.
Excellent.
Keep my eyes and my fists on the guards.
I'll reload my pistol.
So Stanton's glasses are totally gone, aren't they? Both lenses broken.
Yeah, they're broken. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to go through what you've found. There's quite a lot of stuff in here, so it's just a general sweep.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, you're looking around the room, well-maintained furniture, desks, chairs, various tables, stacks of crates and boxes, an ornate chest, a bookcase, and an array of artwork hung about the walls. So the first thing that...
I heard you say ornate chest.
Yes, there is an ornate chest.
I hope it's a mimic. Treasure hunter.
Right, the first thing that you all notice is the artwork that's hung around the walls. They're kind of hung. They're like icon statues and wall art, but they all are quite unnerving in the subjects that they display. Most of them are obviously of either Egyptian or Sumerian heritage. Most of the art is grotesque or horrific, depicting all sorts of abhorrent creatures. There is a dark winged thing, seemingly both leprous and scaly, a winged hulking beast with dragon-like tail and fang-ringed jaw, a group of prowling human-seeming beings whose eyes are far too big upon disfigured faces. One particular picture is many red-orange colour bursts of light that are gathering around a tall, dark humanoid who appears to be on fire. They're all quite disturbing, and actually, in some ways, they remind you of the subjects that you saw in the paintings that Shipley had painted.
Can I have a look at a close look at them and see, just to sort of examine the brushwork and see if it is Shipley's work?
It's not Shipley's work. No, definitely isn't. None of the items are Shipley's work. But the subject matters have strange, unnerving echoes of the type of things that Shipley was also painting.
But not as disturbing, I'm assuming.
No, they don't have that same unnatural quality that Shipley's had. However, can I get Jacob and Stanton to make percentile rolls for me, please?
Think about
86.
Stanton's vision.
Okay. Yeah.
So Stanton must be short-sighted because he wears spectacles all the time.
Yeah.
So if he loses them, so he's okay for reading, but distance not so.
So he wouldn't be able to see them anyway. Then is what you're saying.
But it would
He'd have to look up close. He'd have to be up close.
But he's not looking anyway at the moment. Is he? What's he actually doing currently?
Well, sitting on the floor, feeling woozy and sorry for himself. But at some stage he'll be able to stand. But obviously he's in pain because he's got a broken nose.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that will blur his vision, whatever happens.
Okay, well, let's make a roll anyway, because I think his academic curiosity would probably still be there.
So
Okay.
I'd have rolled about 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, that's cool.
14.
Right. So those are the first things that you've seen. You made mention of a chest that you were particularly interested in, I believe.
Indeed.
Blake. Okay. An ornate chest. You going to go and have a look at that?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
The ornate chest is fashioned of carved sandalwood and inlaid with silver depictions of unwholesome creatures, which look like a bizarre cross between an ape and a lizard, and whose arms are unnaturally extended.
Mm,
So really weird looking ape lizard creatures with really long arms.
interesting.
Their depiction is set in a particularly shambling gait.
Is there a lock on this chest?
There is a lock on the chest. It's set into the chest. It's not
Okay.
a padlock. It's actually a lock in.
Inside it as part. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it locked? I will try it.
Okay. No, it isn't.
In which case, I shall open.
Okay, so inside the box, you see 2 ornate silver daggers of very familiar appearance, with the same symbol and everything.
Oh, do they match mine?
Correct.
Excellent. Okay. I shall take them out and pass them across to Jacob and say, these look familiar.
Okay, you see 2 ornate silver daggers with a reversed ankh upon them.
Which means we are on the right track. Is there anything else in there?
No, nothing else in this particular box.
Gotcha.
In the chest. Okay, so whilst we're looking in the chest, Jacob, there are various crates. There's a desk. There's a bookcase. Anything? Anywhere you particularly want to focus on?
I'll start with the desk.
Okay. The desk is very tidy atop. It has a single drawer, which doesn't have a lock on it by the looks of it.
I'll open it carefully.
Okay. Inside, you find a box. Sorry, you find a 32 revolver, a box of bullets, and a number of bundles of used £5 and £10 notes. There's also you notice that and as you're opening that door, you notice that beneath the desk itself is also a stout metal box.
Oh, I'll investigate that. Open it
Okay.
up if I can.
Yeah, hold on a second though, because there's something else in the drawer that you just looked at. There are 2 passports as well in the drawer. Okay.
I'll open them and see whose they are.
The first one, you see a picture of an Egyptian man wearing traditional Egyptian attire, a keffiyeh and a tabout. However, it's a black and white photo, quite an old photo, but the face looks surprisingly familiar. Mr. Hassan al-Fayoud, of Egyptian nationality, a historian, passport issued in Cairo, looks remarkably similar to a Mr. Edward Gavigan.
Is this an Egyptian passport?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it's an Egyptian passport for someone that looks like Edward Gavigan. Has he got different skin complexion then?
It's black and white photo.
But you can't really tell. Okay, interesting.
The second passport is for somebody by the name of Klaus Dietrich Adler, a German, obviously, listed as being an archaeologist in his mid-40s, and the place of issue is Berlin. The passport photograph depicts the individual in a formal suit and tie, and looks remarkably like Edward Gavigan.
Gavigan has
say.
2 aliases. That's interesting.
3.
So so the stamps in the passport, the Egyptian one, include the likes of Cairo, Luxor, and Alexandria, whereas the German one contains such places as Vienna, Zurich, Prague, and other major European cities. Okay. Did you say you were looking in the other box as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just need to convince yourselves a minute. This.
Either Gavigan is what we suspect he is, or he's an investigator. This could be stuff that he's collected through his investigations rather than things that he is using. Because you look around us, this looks like a study. This doesn't look like a altar or a temple.
It feels less foul than where we've been previously, that's for certain.
Exactly. These are
It's more,
Mm.
much more bookish.
yeah.
Who is the real Edward Gavigan? Is he German? Is he British?
Well, my
Egyptian to
suspicion
me.
is that Gavigan is his real name, and he's using these aliases for his investigations in Europe and the Dark Continent, which may mean in some perverse way he may be on our side, which suggests that the woman who we spoke to
Cyrus.
previously is not. Yeah.
Okay. The box that you saw, the metal box. Oh, by the way, there must be like thousands of pounds, a couple of £1,000 at least, in those notes that you found in the drawer. The stout metal box, which is 2 by 2 by 1 foot, contains a load of paperwork. Are you going to have a sift through it?
Yeah, I'm not going to read anything in any detail yet. Just have a shift through it just to see if there's any themes as to what it might be.
Okay. So there are various receipts for goods and services. There seems to be quite a lot of receipts, including deliveries to a company called Henson Manufacturing in Derby. Find some receipts there for wood, coal, iron ingots, copper wiring, and an expensive cast iron safe, which I can show you. Yeah, I'll just put that into the investigator's notes. Discord.
On the Discord, yeah, thank you very much.
Is that the safe in his office? Safe makers always plaster their names all over them.
No, it's not.
A walk-in safe.
A walk-in safe, custom built. So, what's it say? March 13,
Delivered and fitted.
1922.
22 delivered and fitted.
Cast iron
Yeah.
walk-in delivered by Heston Manufacturing, Derby. So that's where it was delivered to.
Yeah, that's where it's
Delivered to Derby, made in Birmingham.
There's also a receipt from a company called Ferris and Sons for a 6-month hire of a truck.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
A letter from a Mr. Puneet Chowdhury of Rope Makers Fields, Limehouse, relating to the warehousing and shipment of sundry antiquities to Shanghai on board a ship called the Ivory Wind. Do you want me to repeat that?
Oh, yes.
Okay. A letter from a Mr. Puneet Chowdhury, Chaudhary, Puneet Chowdhury, of Rope Makers Fields, Limehouse, relating to the warehousing and shipment of sundry antiquities to Shanghai on board a ship called the Ivory Wind.
Is there a date?
Yes, it is dated August 1924. Lastly, there is underneath the pile of receipts, there is a business card's edge which is wedged into one of the box's corners.
Have a look.
Again, that is in the
Empire Spices,
That's
76
Cyrus.
Wardour
Is
Street.
Yep.
there anything on the back?
No, there isn't. Yeah, okay. So you check the desk, check the box, you check the you looked at the artwork, you've looked at the ornate chest. So basically, you got the bookcase and the crates. There's quite a lot of crates and boxes around as well.
Stanton's nose has subsided in pain a bit. He's happy to look through books.
Yeah, you've kind of you've recovered your composure a little, and Douglas's medical attentions have helped. You're going to have a look at the books, are you?
Yes.
Okay. So are the other two going to look through the crates? Because there's quite a lot of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, while you're doing that, I'm going to study the two passports in a bit more detail. I'm looking to see whether either of them are forgeries. Try and work out who the real Edward Gavigan might be.
Okay. Right. Okay. Can you make a percentile? Oh, actually, I'll do it. Can you just? I'll just check your character sheet. Using you're pretty convinced, Jacob, after spending a good few minutes studying those passports, that both of them are. Meanwhile, there are lots of there are several wooden crates all stacked about. Most of them are open and empty. There is a tall closed crate in the corner of the room. When I say tall, it's about 5 foot high. It's Blake, you're kind of drawn to this, and you notice that on the side of the crate, the words Ho Fang Import Export are written. Ho Fang. And then 15 Kaiyong Street, Shanghai, China. It's written in both English and Chinese.
15 what street?
Kaohng, Kaoyang, Kayang Street, Kaoyang.
Right.
So Hofang Import Export, 15 Kayang Street, Shanghai, China, in both English and Chinese. In
Mhm.
smaller letters are the words "Attention, Honourable Hofang." So that
Mm.
that particular crate is closed, and there's another one. The other one which isn't open and empty is a small wooden crate which again has some stenciling on the side. It says Randolph Shipping Company, Port Darwin, Northern Territory, Dominion of Australia, along with a curious symbol that seems to show a stylized deer's head or winged creature. Could be a deer, might be a bird or a bat or something like that. Inside, in smaller letters are the words "personal to Mr. Randolph."
Okay, so it was a deer's head winged creature, personal to Mr. Randolph, and
Yeah, Randolph Shipping Company, Port
right,
Darwin,
Port Darwin.
Northern Territory, Dominion of Australia, and then smaller letters it says "personal to Mr. Randolph."
Mm-hmm. So what's the name of the company again?
Randolph Shipping Company.
Shipping.
Again, that's closed. So those are the two. After a quick kind of look around all the crates, those are the only two that aren't open and empty.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still just looking after the prisoners, Lex?
Yeah, that's right. Keep an eye on them, make sure I don't move.
Okay. Stanton, you said you were looking at the bookcase, didn't you?
Yes.
The bookcase is made of fine walnut and has several glass-protected shelves of books and scrolls. There's also, oddly, on one of the shelves, tucked between the volumes, is a small jar. You're going to start looking through the books, are you?
Yes.
The volumes are in various languages. German, French, Russian, Latin, and Spanish are recognisable. Only 2 appear to be in English. Some are in languages that you don't recognise at all, and remind you of the kind of writings that you've seen in the likes of Africa's Dark Sects and Life of a God.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the 2 English.
Okay. One of the English volumes doesn't really appear to be of much interest. Kind of is quite a mundane archaeological reference tome, but the other one is of interest. Its cover is of goat skin by the looks of it. It has a very distinct sulphury smell. There are some odd symbols carved on the front, and the book is called the Book of Dzyan. You don't know how that's pronounced. Dzyan. And the author purports to be John D.
So was that John D?
John D.
DEE.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do I recognise the symbols? Are they occultish or something more sinister?
Yeah. Good question. No, you don't immediately recognise the symbols, but again, the appearance of the tome and the flicking through it and looking at it again, it just stinks of being the same type of
One for later.
Yeah, same type of lore that the Carlisle expedition, that Roger Carlyle's library was full of, and those type of tomes.
I'll put that one on the desk. So to the others, right, that's one we're taking back.
There are
And
also
then- Sorry. I was thinking with the languages that I can speak, so obviously English. I have moderate skill in French and Arabic and a little bit of Latin. So I'm going to go in order for those, if there are any Arabic ones. So you didn't mention them. Okay, so I can tell you the numbers.
Okay. So what about Arabic then? What's your?
Yep. So French is 30, Arabic's 30, Latin 17.
Okay. There are some scrolls in Arabic. Okay, can you make a roll for that, please?
I probably at this point should just remind Stanton my first language in case that comes up.
Yes. What's Canadian French? It might be helpful because Canadian French is traditionally more archaic. French spoken over the water.
Oh, you made the roll, haven't you? I guess.
Do you want me to make a couple of rolls?
Yeah.
Stack
Arabic, Latin, and French. Unless you can give that to Lex.
Yeah, I will after I've had a look. It's just not been this slow for a while.
Lex, you're gonna have a look anyway, aren't you? So.
Must be that really quick in your computer you got, Adam.
Lex, the couple of scrolls that are in French, both of them contain poems.
Okay.
And One of them is in praise to an entity that's referred to as Sandbat, and the other one is a similar type of poem, again praising some sort of creature known as the Lord of the Woods.
Yeah.
Have you made your rolls yet? Have they arrived?
Yeah. They wouldn't pass any of them.
They wouldn't have passed. Okay.
So without further study.
And there are some scrolls that are in. There's some scrolls that are in Greek as well. So yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of literature there that you feel like you probably got to spend a bit more time over.
Yeah, I'd need reference dictionaries
Um,
and stuff to push the roll on those.
So you've got. I mean, obviously the scrolls. There are 15 scrolls in all. They're fairly easily removed and not particularly heavy and easy to carry. But the books. I mean, you've got. If you mentioned the one that I spoke about earlier, and you're going to be struggling to carry much more than that in terms of the tomes. If your plan was to remove any more,
Because I ain't helping you carry books.
pardon?
Because I ain't helping you carry books.
I carry unconscious people, not books.
Bodies, just carry bodies.
Bodies.
I draw the line at books.
Man's got to have rules.
Okay, so so that's in terms of all of that kind of stuff, the scrolls and the book of DZYAN. Are you taking those?
I think if we can fit in any of the scrolls, definitely take the book and as many of the scrolls as we can.
Okay, well there are 15 scrolls. I mean, scrolls don't really weigh much. Just.
But yeah, that'll be enough. I mean, all the rest of it would have to come back.
We're not ever coming back.
No, we're not coming back.
But I say it too. we're not coming back.
Okay. So on the bookcases, the only thing you haven't looked at now is the small stone jar.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the jar.
Okay.
And we'll take that. Is it?
Depends what's in it.
Are you going to unscrew it?
It's for the gummy bears.
Is there a label on it?
No, it's stone. It's got no, it's not got a label on it.
No. So is it small, as in the spice jar size?
Probably no. It's about the size of a jam jar.
Okay, but I think we should take this and maybe investigate.
You're not going to open it then, no? Okay.
We don't know what's in it. It could be some horrible poison.
That is very true. It could be some horrible. Okay, so in terms of everything that you can see, everything's obvious. Everything's in front of you. The only things that are left in this room now that you haven't looked or searched around are the 2 crates that I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
So are they?
I'm not going to open either of those.
They've been marked up to ship out to someone else, haven't they? If they're attention of Honourable Ho Fang and personal to Mr. Randolph.
Yeah, it looks like it. And actually, the tall wooden crate, the one that's about 5 foot high, it reminds you of the big crate that you saw being loaded into the back of the van.
It's 5 foot tall. Could be a 5 foot person in there.
And so that one, the tall one,
is it coffin sort of sized? How wide is it?
How wide is it? It's probably about a couple of feet wide.
And is that is that the Ho Fang one or the Randolph Shipping Company one?
That's the Ho Fang one. The Randolph Shipping Company one is smaller.
That's
probably a smaller wooden crate. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could have a victim in it. Let's not open them.
Are they heavy?
I think we should.
Are they heavy?
Hang on a second. We're not willing to open a jam jar, but we are willing to open the big, massive, scary crates.
I didn't say I wasn't unwilling to open the jam jar.
I'll just wait for breakfast for the jam jar. Might be.
The thing about the jam jars, it can be taken away.
And you said they weren't empty. They're heavy enough to have stuff in them, are they?
Oh, the tall wooden crate is just doesn't move. It's really heavy. The smaller one is quite heavy, but you can move it.
Is there a crowbar anywhere?
We got the screwdriver we used to jemmy the
that's why I want to. I'm hoping there's a crowbar in here so that I can keep it for the next time we break in somewhere.
You go searching around for a crowbar.
Whilst he's searching for a crowbar, I'll use the screwdriver to open the crate.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that.
You find a claw hammer.
Oh, that'll ding down to me.
Yeah. Okay. Hidden amongst all of the other crates and boxes you hadn't noticed before. Blake, when you go to put, you see the claw hammer lying on top of one of the boxes. You notice another small chest at the far end of the room.
Oh,
And inside the chest, it's actually just it's sat open. The lid is open.
Mhm.
You look in and you see a variety of materials: chalk, candles, some vials which seem to contain a dark brown liquid. There's some things that look a little bit like really thick parchment or papyrus. You look a little bit closer, and actually you can see that the papyrus or parchment that you thought it was it's actually got hair follicles in it.
oh, human skin.
It's Philip.
What
And also you find
dark brown liquid's going to be blood, isn't it?
Yep.
just bear with me a sec. So check this. You also find a copper bowl,
Oh, hello.
which just to give you.
Does it seem familiar?
Yeah, we've got
Does it
we've
seem
got one
familiar?
of those.
It does. Now that you said it, it seems exactly the same in construction and appearance as the copper bowl that you found in the cellar at Juju House.
Excellent. So this is a summoning kit.
Yeah, the copper bowl's got. You can see that. Oh, I presume you're looking closer at this.
Yeah.
Okay, are you taking it out, examining anything?
No, I'm just looking at it at the moment. I'm not going to poke around too much.
The bowl that's been placed on top of most of the other stuff has got like some sort of residue, like kind of staining, and like as if something's been burned in it.
Okay, I'll pick it up and sniff it.
Yeah, there's quite an acrid smell. Not anything that you can identify though.
Okay, I'll pick up the box and take it over to Stanton and say, something religious, something from magical ceremony. Looks similar to something from Juju House. You want to take a look while we open the other crates?
Okay.
Take a seat at the desk and inspect content.
Adam, I'm sending you a message. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to arrive with you, but I'm sending you.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Second class post.
Okay. You see, Stanton takes the box off you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Douglas, and he picks up the bowl because it's on the top of the stuff, right, and has a look at it, and you see he kind of just drops the bowl, and you see his face suddenly contort with horror. As he drops a copper bowl back into the box, and like he reels backwards, almost dropping the box with all the stuff in it.
Stanton, what is it?
Had a flashback. Saw an image. It was the nightmare that I had. It was
What the?
it was the
when you-
house burning.
Your house?
Yes.
I remember. Well, how could that be connected to this bowl? Was it the smell of the bowl? Was it the bowl itself? What
So when you
caused it?
looked, did you look inside?
Maybe whatever they summon with these things.
Can you do you make a SAM roll?
I'm just considering the effect it's having on my personality.
Taking you quite a long time to consider it. Yeah. Can you make a? I'm asking you. It just happens that
Right.
you're making all of the rolls. Can you make another percentile roll as well after the SAM one?
Okay.
Where are all those dice coming from? So the SAM rolls.
Stanton's playing catch up.
So yeah.
It's 14 and 15, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the sand roll.
SAM rolls are
14,
pass.
14 and then 15. I made a sand roll.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. You obviously recover your composure quite quickly. You're at a loss to understand any more. Figure out as to what relevance the bowl. Meanwhile,
When we get out of here, I'll have to make another call in the morning. I can only think it's possible future.
Well, maybe we should pay a visit to your family home.
Okay. So, are you going to look through the rest of that particular chest whilst did you say you're opening the crate?
Yeah. Lex was going to open it.
Yeah,
Which
I'll
one?
take the screwdriver to pry it open.
The big one or the small one?
Or the claw hammer.
Big one. No, the claw hammer.
Yeah,
sorry.
the big one.
one.
Okay.
We'll go big
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And then if we still survive, we'll do the smaller one.
With the Yan hammer.
Okay. So you can easily pry off the lid of the crate with a claw hammer, which then allows you to kind of pull the front of it open. You going to do that?
Yep.
Inside is a statue, a corroded statue, a corroded brass statue. I presume you're all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The statue looms before you, its malevolent presence almost palpable. It's fashioned from corroded brass though the metal surface seems to shimmer with an unnatural oily sheen, as if perpetually slick with some unholy substance. A faint acrid scent wafts from it like burnt oil mixed with decay. Atop its bloated form, the figure wears an Asian rice hat, wide and weathered, its edges chipped and warped as though eroded by time or something far worse. Beneath the brim, the face is a nightmare given shape where a human visage might be. Writhing tentacles spill outward in chaotic profusion, each slick and glistening, their coiled lengths etched with tiny, unrecognisable runes that seem to shift under your gaze. The tentacles twist and move, holding your gaze, though the statue itself remains motionless. Whether this is a trick of the flickering light or something far more sinister you can't tell. The hat casts deep shadows over the upper part of the face, obscuring what might be hidden within. You feel the weight of its gaze, nonetheless, a formless, suffocating awareness that seems to pierce through you, unrelenting and cruel. The figure's grotesque body is rendered in unsettling detail, with the brass surface pitted and uneven, as though corroded by centuries of exposure to some caustic element. The oily substance coats every surface, pooling in the recesses of the folds and crevices, reflecting the light in sickly rainbows. Your eyes drop to the base of the statue where more twisting tentacles erupt from beneath its form, blending seamlessly into the pedestal. The carvings here are elaborate, jagged shapes and alien sigils that defy comprehension, their geometry subtly wrong in ways that make your head ache. As you stare, a low, almost imperceptible hum begins to emanate from the statue, resonating deep in your chest. The oily sheen seems to ripple as though the surface were alive, and a multitude of whispers brushes against your mind. Something inside you screams to look away, but a darker part of you feels compelled to linger, drawn to the malevolent allure of the bloated woman's gaze. Can you make a sanity roll, please, everybody?
Ooh, it's just success and fail, isn't there? There's not hard success.
No, it's a successive fail and Sam rolls.
Okay.
I failed.
I've failed.
Okay, you've got to make a roll as well, Stanton, because even though you're looking at the thing, it's quite close to you, so your gaze is drawn to it. So you both fail, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And I've succeeded so well that I only wanted to ask whether hard successes existed.
Okay. So, Blake, you lose 2 sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, 3 sanity loss.
Okay.
And Stanton, 2 for you as well. Or did you fail?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Jury's out on that one.
Well, if you did fail, you lose 2. If you didn't, you don't lose
Okay.
any. Okay, so you're all kind of standing there,
Just failed again.
transfixed by this thing, and eventually you manage to drag your gaze away as it kind of pulls you in. Lex, you can see the rest. I mean, obviously it affects you, and you manage to drag your gaze away first, but the other 3 are almost looking like they're hypnotized as they kind of stare with a mixture of awe and horror upon their faces.
Put the lid back on. Lex, put the lid back on.
Less bothered than the others, I put the lid back on.
Okay, you shut the front of the crate and then put the lid back down.
Turn around and look at the others. That was a bit weird.
Something unnatural about that. That should be destroyed.
There's a huge piece of metal. That's going to be tricky.
That is going to be tricky.
The thermite.
Let's see what's in there. Yes, if all I need is some aluminium dust. Right, let's see what's in the other crate.
You're opening the other one as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't find that one as bad as the others, so I'm perfectly gung-ho to open the other one.
Right, I was thinking that maybe Gavigan was a good guy, but the fact that he's shipping things like that out suggests that he's not.
No.
Is it just Lex looking at what's in the other one, or is it, or you is anybody else looking as well?
I'm going to look in fascinated horror.
Okay.
I'm going to avert my eyes.
I'm too terrified after the first.
You're not going to look.
No.
Okay. Lex, you open the second crate and you see something a lot smaller than obviously than the first one. It's seems to be it's a statue, but it's it's small and green and made of soapstone.
Just shine the torch on it to see it a little bit clearer.
Okay. The statue would fit comfortably in your hand, yet its presence feels far greater, as though its small size belies the vastness of the being it represents. Carved from green soapstone, the surface is polished to a dull sheen, the colour mottled with darker veins that snake through the stone like hidden cracks. The figure crouches upon a small pedestal, its posture one of ancient menace. Its body is vaguely humanoid, but distorted, its proportions wrong in subtle, disquieting ways. Thick, muscular limbs fold in upon themselves, ending in talons that look sharp enough to rend flesh, even in stone. The torso is massive, the texture of its skin etched with fine, rippling lines that suggest scales or something akin to them. But it is the head that draws your eye and fills your soul with unease. A mass of writhing tentacles extends where a face should be, coiling and twisting in perpetual motion, though the stone remains still. The tentacles radiate outwards, their carved edges so fine they seem almost alive, as if frozen in the moment of some terrible action. Above them, two sunken pits suggest eyes, black empty voids that seem to draw the light in, leaving only darkness. They seem to stare back at you, indifferent and infinite. Behind the figure, a pair of wings fold inward, their surface carved with intricate patterns of veins and webbing. Though tucked close to its body, they exude an air of latent power, as if ready to unfurl and blot out the sky at any moment. The statue's base is inscribed with alien glyphs, sharp and angular, their meaning lost to mortal comprehension, but radiating an undeniable sense of foreboding. One word is etched in English: Cthulhu. This is quite a disquieting thing as well, I'm afraid. So can we have another sanity roll from the two of you, please?
I succeed.
Okay. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. You're hardened to these to the statues now, but but again, this is, you know, even though it hasn't resulted in any sanity loss, it's still quite a disquieting experience to be able to be so affected by something that's obviously inanimate.
Well, I have a name now. It's the first time we've heard that name.
Never heard that before. I'll put the lid back on.
Okay.
I'll put the lid back on, and I'll tap the top of the crate and go, "Night, night, Cthulhu."
So, did you lose sanity to the first one, Blake?
Yes,
Okay.
2.
See-ho. So okay. So check some. Speak amongst yourselves.
All done.
I think it makes me more steely-eyed and cool.
Is that the first time that you've lost sanity to any kind of Cthulhu-related?
Yes.
You gain 3 Cthulhu mythos knowledge points
Oh, blimey.
as a result of your. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm sorry. I apologise for that. I apologise completely. You haven't gone insane, so you don't lose. It's only when you go insane that happens.
Oh, so I get
Sorry.
nothing.
You get nothing. You just get the
Oh.
pleasurable experience of having seen that lovely statue. So I'm sorry
Okay.
to build up your hopes there, but you know.
I'm not sure whether I should be pleased or disappointed. I'm actually quite pleased I've gotten a Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah. No, you have to go insane to get it. So I don't know why.
It's a curse, not a blessing.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
I think we've explored everything, haven't we, or everything we can see.
You have.
What's the plan with all this stuff?
You've not heard any sounds from upstairs, and you've been down here for quite a long time now, so you can only assume that the guards didn't get through on the telephone before you managed to stop him.
And the police.
Otherwise, you would have had some visitors by now. You'd have imagined.
It's just unfortunate I've shot one of them.
Well, yeah, I'd botched it for him. Yes.
At least you did it underground, though, so there's no.
Oh, exactly.
It's not as noisy.
Oh, I thought you could tell us it wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you can do whatever you like as long as it's underground.
Yeah.
We'll take the tube everywhere from now on.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's 2 get out of jail free cards. If you do it in a cultist cellar, or you do it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm safe on. I'm going to get a medal for this.
Okay, yeah. So what are you doing
What's
now?
well, we need to think. Gavigan is what? Gavigan's a cultist. I think we can assume. Well, he's certainly investigating but he's sending these things out. Yeah. I mean, we saw the effect that those statues had on us. You wouldn't be sending those things out if you weren't involved in a nefarious way.
Or were they being shipped and he intercepted?
I think
That's a stretch, but yeah, maybe. And then there's the question of what's in the walk-in safe.
Which
Is he
in
collecting
Derby.
these? Yeah, is he collecting things like those statues? If he is intercepting them, maybe that's where he's keeping them. I mean, that's possible because maybe that's as he's intercepting these things, he's using the lorry to transport them to the safe. But why is he involving Egyptians with this?
Mm.
I mean, we obviously got there's an awful lot of evidence here to suggest that he's doing. Well, I don't know. Is he doing anything, or is he just collecting and intercepting and investigating?
Collecting and intercepting and investigating. I don't think so.
One of the guards shifts nervously from his position.
Hope you're listening to this, gentlemen. You thought you were just protecting something meaningless and dusty.
An innocent research institute.
Can we
far
just
from
have a conversation outside earshot of the guards for a second?
Yeah, we'll move away and whisper. We'll go to the where the crates were, far corner.
We're going to need to decide what we do about them. What
No,
about the money?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
They may decide that it's worth their while to disappear. We pay them well enough.
How many thousand?
2,000.
£2,000, which is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It says 2,000.
£2,000, yeah.
That would be enough.
Yeah, split that amongst them. I think that's a really good idea, Bob.
Or
Who's this Bob?
Everybody's Bob when we were in earshot of guards.
Oh, I see. Yeah, a bit late for that now.
Bob is the fifth one that I mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
So £1 in 1925 is equal to £75 today.
Okay. So
So
we've got
2,000 times. You've got 150 grand there in that effectively in that little wedge that you found.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so
50 grand each.
That's a lot for us.
50 grand should be able to keep their mouths shut.
How about we put them on the payroll? We give half now, some now, and they let us back in on future occasions so we can study.
I think the one I
Listen,
shot
Richard.
might have something to say about that.
Well, then again, yeah,
I think we can
How
buy
much is
silence. I don't think we can buy
we might be able to.
support.
Let's not
Also, didn't we
overcomplicate it.
already agree that we're not coming back here?
Mm.
Scene of crime and all of that.
What do we do about Gavigan?
Also,
Well, perhaps we can have some of this discussion later, but we need to, the two priorities are what we take with us and what we do with the guards.
Well, no, it's not, because we could get Gavigan here because this is the place where everything happens.
get one of the guards to phone him.
If he does come, we don't want him to come with.
Well, no, exactly. This is why I'm saying, what do we do about Gavigan? If we think that he is investigating and trying to stop these cults,
Don't think that.
No, I don't think that.
Honestly, my friend, I do not think that.
well, in which case, we give the guards the money, we torch this place, and we leave.
Okay, and we can find Gavigan. We can find him any evening. He'll be at the club.
Right. We haven't looked at the scroll that we found in his safe yet.
No, you
That might change things.
What else did we
Because-
find in his safe? There were two things.
An envelope, some stuff. You haven't looked at that yet either.
No, we just took. Well, let's look at those things. That might change everything.
Right, okay, so you can have a look and see what you found in his safe. Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, we've got brown leather scroll tube, silver
Yeah.
red wax, packet of papers.
Mhm.
And there was
Yeah,
that.
the papers
yeah.
first.
I hate coming to investigate places like this because I've now got 500 leads to follow up.
I've got 500 leads and you ain't one of them. Okay, the envelope contains a packet of white £1 notes. Okay. All of them have. Well, you look at one and you start looking through them all. They've all got Gavigan's handwritten signature on the reverse.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay.
And how many are there?
There's 100.
Okay, why would they be signed? Are they used as some kind of calling card? Do you give them to members of your crew?
Mm.
But signing them in your own name on the back seems a little bit egocentric.
Is it like the king's
Bizarre.
shilling? So if you take it, you then are owned by him. Could it have some
Well,
sort
do you
of
mean like
magic on it?
taking the king's shilling?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, maybe carrying it. Yeah, or maybe holding it protects you.
Mm,
You show it and you get way through. Well, we don't know. Let's take. We've got them anyway.
I don't know.
Little did we realise that Gavigan is also moonlighting as the governor of the Bank of England.
Yeah.
We haven't found that passport yet.
Oh, dear.
He's got plans for the German economy, fiscal easing.
Okay. Right. So, did you want to have a look at the scroll?
Yep.
Okay. Who's opening the scroll?
People that understand such things.
I'll hold up my hand.
Okay. Okay. So the scroll is sealed. The scroll tube is sealed with wax. So you're gonna have to break the seal to open it.
I haven't got a letter opener that we can heat up. We're using one of these candles from the little chest.
I wouldn't like one of those candles. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Is there a letter opener? Well, I might have a scalpel in my medical kit.
There is a letter opener in here because there's a desk with all correspondence and everything.
Why are you standing on ceremony? Why not just break the seal?
What does the seal depict?
Nothing is. There's no actual seal on it. It's just a
It's
circle
just a
of
blob.
wax. Yeah.
Well, in that case, then let's open it.
Okay. You break open the wax, and inside you can see what looks to be very old and yellowed parchment. Do you want to have a look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You carefully take the parchment out of the leather scroll. As I said, it's fragile, yellow. Its edges are frayed and brittle from what would appear to have been untold century. The surface of the scroll is covered in an intricate web of black ink, forming symbols and runes from an ancient, forgotten language. The ink seems to shimmer faintly as though alive and shifts subtly. At the centre of the scroll is a spiral motif, surrounded by jagged, angular glyphs that seem to pulse faintly in your presence. There are faint burn marks and stains on the scroll, hinting at the misfortune of its previous owners, maybe. A faint, acrid smell like scorched ozone and decayed leather lingers around it.
Mm. Okay. I don't recognise the spiral motif. Is it? It's not some one that.
If you don't recognise it,
had.
then yeah, you've seen something very similar before.
Was it a tattoo?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. Can't even remember his name.
The leader of the expedition.
How soon we forget.
Oh, how can you not remember his name? It was Shoeless's tattoo.
Is it
what's his name?
the one with the little
Augustus
arms.
Larkin.
Augustus Larkin. That's it.
Yeah.
It was Larkin's spiral tattoo.
Yeah, the
It's
one
similar.
with the
It's not.
arms and legs.
Yeah, it's quite similar to that. It's not exactly the same, but it reminds you of it instantly.
Okay. If I don't recognise any of the writings, I will very carefully roll it up and put it back in.
Okay, you roll it up and put it back into the scroll tube.
I'm going to try anything here.
Okay, so yeah, what are you doing?
We need to decide what to do.
I mean, how are you escaping is the question. What are you going to do?
I'm going to press the button and just leave.
The
shot man. Well, that is now his name.
We could give the two mobile guys £500 each plus a 500 for the other one, and see if
take him to hospital.
Tell them that they better not come back. I mean, there's a risk they're too loyal to run off with the money.
I don't think they knew. We should show them. We should show them this.
Yeah.
Which one?
If we tell them this is what their boss is doing, and tell them that we know the organisation he's linked with are involved with human sacrifice, they might decide to take the money and run.
Go back over to them. They're still tied up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Have you been listening to all of this? I'll take the things out of their mouths.
Okay. So the one that you originally attacked outside, he's kind of grey-haired, white, probably sort of mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. He's kind of he kind of looks quite scared and shocked by it all. The other guy, the ginger-haired, he's kind of average height, quite sinewy, and he's got a twisted scar on. He's got a scar on his lip that gives him like a twisted, almost like a smile. He kind of looks at you with his eyes narrow. He's got quite a kind of petulant look in his eyes, almost like he's So actually, make a psychology roll, please.
That is a success.
Okay. So sorry.
As you're talking to the guards, I'm going to take the money from the desk, divide it into 3 piles, and place it each pile prominently on the floor in front of them. And
Okay.
as Douglas is talking to them, I'm going to watch them and see how interested they are in the money.
Okay. So Douglas, the first guy, the older guy who you handcuffed outside,
Hmm.
his body language suggests you that he's genuinely terrified and doesn't know, and really genuinely has no idea what's going on. The body language of the second one, however, is different, and he's, as I said, he's almost like he doesn't seem to be as fearful, and cocky is not quite the right word, but it doesn't appear that he's been particularly affected by anything that he's heard.
He's not thrown by
No,
this, so
he's not thrown at all. No.
he knew. So it suggests that he's part of Gavigans' plot.
He's
The,
the
um,
one we need to talk.
The first guard, obviously, you see Jacob. You see his eyes widen with astonishment as he looks at the amount of money that you've put down on the floor. The second guy doesn't even look at it.
Go to the one that isn't interested in the money. You knew about this, didn't you? You know what Gavigans up to.
He just looks you straight in the eye, doesn't say anything, but he holds your gaze.
I'll move over.
What you've got to remember is, if we know about this and we know what you do, then you know what we're willing to do to stop it. And I'll look over at the leg of the other guy.
Okay.
Unless you start talking, what makes you think you're getting out of this alive? We know how many people Gavigans already been involved in killing. It would be justifiable to kill you to stop it going any further.
I have no idea what you're.
That's a shame. That means you're no use to us.
His eyes kind of twitch.
Shall I help him to his feet?
Yes.
I'll grab him by the shoulder and pick him up.
Okay.
Would you like to see what your boss has been sending out to different parts of the world, to your colleagues? Very interesting statues.
No, I have no interest. I'm just a guard.
Please come and have a look at the statues. Guide him over towards the boxes.
Okay.
I'll shoot him over.
You're not interested to know why we're that concerned about this? Why we would risk our lives to get down here? Why I would shoot your colleague? What could possibly be so important down here that we would do all this? You know the effect.
You're
just a guard. Just a guard. So you have no idea what effect looking at these statues could have on a man.
They're the statues. I mean,
How is he? Is he nervous? Does he?
no, he doesn't seem nervous at all. He's almost nonchalant. The only time he seems nervous is when Lex gets too close to him. You can see that he definitely has fear of Lex, but he doesn't seem to fear the threats or the statues or anything like that. You've made a big mistake.
I've made many. I suspect I'll make many more. Let's test something. Lex, you hold him. I'll open one of the crates. I'm betting it has no effect on him.
I'll grab him by the back of the neck.
Okay, you grab him. Yeah.
Okay, and hold his head up, and I will, taking care not to look at it myself, will reopen the
Small one.
Yeah, the small one is easier.
It'll be easier for me to push his head into the small crate.
Yeah.
Which is what I will do.
Okay.
Does it have any effect on him?
He looks at it briefly and then closes his eyes, and he kind of screws his eyes up and moves away. Oh, that's horrible. What are you trying to do to me? I'm just a guard.
Yeah, that's...
Look, give me the money. Give me the money, and we'll go.
That's not the reaction of somebody that sees something like that the first time. Close the box.
Oh, I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to tell me everything you know about Gavigans' operation.
And if I don't,
if you don't, I'm going to kill you.
So it all comes down to whether I believe that or not, doesn't it?
It does.
I'll slam his face into the crate.
Okay, nice.
You know that point in a campaign where you wonder when they're going to cross the line?
I think we just crossed it.
I'm not sure I can see the line anymore. It's so far.
We just got to the face slamming moment.
He's on the other side of the room. I can't really see what's going on.
Okay, can you make a maneuver roll, please? That's just a brawl roll.
A brawl roll, A success.
Okay. I'll give you. Yeah, I was going to give you a bonus die as well because he's tied up still, isn't he, at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he has no way of escaping.
It's still a success.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
No improvement.
At least you didn't accidentally kill him.
Okay. Smashing his head into a crate. How much is that going to do? 1 point plus your damage bonus.
Oh, okay. So 3 in total.
3. Okay. Okay. You just ram his head into the crate with such force that it actually caves the side of the crate in. And
Then after I've got his head back up, I'll go, you should believe him.
I think that's a good place to stop. He needs to go and have a long, hard think about it.
It's life choices.
What would you do if somebody smashed your head into the side of a crate?
Well,
Well, it depends
hopefully
whether I was
sing like a
in-
canary.
It depends if I was an insane cultist who didn't care whether I lived or died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is what we're kind of trying to test, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. But it does
Yeah.
beg the question, if he is an insane cultist, what do we do with him? Have we now reached the point where we kill cultists in cold blood?
And there's the question that hangs in the air. How far are we willing to go to stop this global conspiracy? Find out next week on Steady Rolling Man Presents The Masked Nyarlathotep.